Kinich Gaiden Razor language. When I first saw Kinich, I thought he had such cool gameplay, but it was also pretty weird and difficult to understand at first sight. So with today's guide, I'm gonna help you understand it too. See these normal attacks? Don't use them, they're useless. The real deal is his skill. For 10 seconds after using it, he'll grapple to enemies and start rotating around them, firing 2 loop shots at the enemy he's currently grappled with when he uses his normal attack, while building up Night Soul points over time. When his Night Soul points are at max, he can fire off a cannon shot by tapping or aiming with his skill. This is the main source of his damage. As for his burst, he simply summons a bigger and cooler Ahau, who will periodically deal AoE Dendro damage. Now, as I said, his cannon shots are the main source of his damage, so how can we get those Night Soul points as fast as possible? There are 4 ways to get points. The passing of time after using the skill, using the normal attacks loop shots, entering a blind spot, which is this illuminated area that periodically appears around the grappled enemy, and finally, through his first passive. If the enemy is affected by burning or burgeon damage, Kinich will restore Night Soul points. As for the second passive, he basically gets up to 2 stacks when party members trigger a Night Soul burst, and these stacks will make his cannon shot do even more damage. Night Soul bursts are triggered when dealing elemental damage while the party contains Natlan characters. The more Natlan characters you have in the party, the more frequently you can trigger it. Just don't put too much thought into it, it will come naturally on its own. The other 2 passives are just for exploration, so there is not much to talk about here. Moving on to his weapons, it's pretty simple. If you don't have his signature, just go with the new craftable Earthshaker, which gives attack as substat and skill damage with the passive, all stats Kinich wants. At R5, Earthshaker is arguably his second best in slot. Options like Beacon, Verdict, Redhorn, Wolf, Unforged, and Serpent Spine are all good stat sticks, but keep in mind that all the crit rate weapons mentioned might be difficult to balance with his crit ratio considering his best artifact set, which is the new Obsidian Codex. It gives 15% damage and 40% crit rate. That's a lot of stats. It makes the building process a lot easier, but since it's new, if you still don't have a full set, you can also use the Hunter set if playing with Furina on the team, or Unfinished Reverie, the Burning set. If you also don't have those, you can go with a simple Deepwood, given he already likes having that set on his team. Otherwise, 2-piece of sets like Attack, Dendro, and Skill are just fine. Main stats are Attack Sands, Dendro Goblet, and Crit Circlet. Substats are Crit Damage, Crit Rate, Attack, and Energy. Even though his burst damage is not that important, so it doesn't matter if you use it every other rotation. Now for his constellations, C1 basically gives 30% move speed for 6 seconds after using his skill, and 100% crit damage on his cannon shots. With C2, he reduces 30% Dendro resistance to enemies hit by his skill for 6 seconds, and increases AoE and 100% damage to his first cannon shot. C4 just gives Kinich energy when doing his skill normal attacks and cannon shots during his skill duration, while also buffing his burst damage by 70%. Lastly, with C6, after his cannon shot hits an opponent, it will bounce between opponents once, dealing another instance of damage based on 700% of Kinich attack. They're all pretty good, especially the first 2. But he's super great at C0 already, so don't feel the need to get more copies. Talent priority is of course skill, which is his main source of damage, then burst. Ignore his normal attack talent. Now moving on to the best part, his teams. As we saw in his kit section, the first passive heavily encourages using a Burning or Burgeon team to accumulate Night Soul points faster, and that's the case for his weapons too. So his best team is surely Emily, Shanling, and Bennett, but you can change that based on what you have and your needs. Nahida is a fine replacement for Emily if you didn't pull for her, and Thoma for Shanling if you prefer the shield. As for Burgeon, you can play Furina, Thoma, and Baizu, with Yellen or Xingqiu as replacements for Furina, and Bennett for Baizu, since without Farina you wouldn't need the AoE healing anyway. There are also other honorable mentions, like Dia, Kirara, or even Kali. Just work with what you have and see what's best for you. And that's it for this guide. Hope it was helpful, and don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss other guides in the future. Thanks for watching.